Hello everyone and welcome back to the arena. Today we're going to be playing Reed Duke's list that he submitted at Worlds for the standard portion of the event. He's 13-1. I do believe that has their draft intake into that, so it's not necessarily this deck list went 13-1. There's a draft portion and they do two of those where they find themselves on the draft, and so I don't know if his loss came in the draft portion or not. Either way, finds himself 13-1 at first place at Worlds in New Vegas. In terms of the cut to top 8, there's going to only be one major issue with this deck list that we will run into, and this fact that we are playing this in best of 1. But as you can see, obviously the deck's catered for best of 3. Here's the sideboard. Other than that, the deck list will most likely just be a link to the Melee event at Worlds, where you can see Reed Duke's list and everybody else's list that plays in the top 8 throughout the entire event. I believe you can see everybody's deck list in the entire event because that's how they get submitted. Outside of that, we're just going to hop into the games to see how they go. If you've been enjoying the content or like the content as watching, please be sure to subscribe if you do enjoy so. Outside of that, let's just get into it. Goes first. We have a solid hand here. We got the Hurricane Migration if needed if there's a slower deck. Got Virtue to pick up something and a Leyline Binding as well, so all looking good so far. An officer, looks like we're gonna be ready for anything here. Recruitment officer is actually fine. Third recruitment officer, I guess, has to kind of also be fine. They did a mic drop. Nice. That is pretty funny, but I will let I find you one of them. Almost gather Exodia. Okay. Update. It does not affect the other side, if you were curious. I genuinely had no idea if it did or not. No clue whatsoever. I wasn't going to try to answer it and be wrong. I don't know if they knew or they couldn't find it and they just decided to make the decision. Guess what? Make whatever decision you want to do now. Invasion. Okay. Go ahead and play the Archangel. Just play it out. Even if they play Brutal Star, leads right into our Sunfall. Works out in our favor, I think. We take a lot of damage here, of course, but yeah, our Archangel back, and we get to take out their 4 creatures, and they give it up. Okay. Red Fan 113. Okay. Oh, we can keep this. We got Binding for 2, go for the third for 2, and a Sunfall to pick up everything with Aggro later down the line. Mountain. Mono. Pump. Perfectly fine. Maybe not fine. Yep, there's the Golgari. That's what we were waiting for. That's what we needed. We'll play third Triumph. We're just playing Bant Control. Actual archetype that people have to worry about, so perfectly fine here. What do we do? We don't have a black mana. We could have one. Go ahead and go for it. I think being able gives us so much better top end draws, right? I don't want to allow them to draw cards, especially if they play Gix here. One decision for me. Obviously getting our mana down and having that all queued up and ready to go is really, really nice, but if this was a go for the third if it's able. Definitely removing it. There's old Shelly. Leyline Binding it. Now we're not in fear of losing our bindings to something like a Glisso. We're now going to hold this Triome here, because with the invasions we'll have enough mana to do kind of whatever we would like. Okay, they concede. Sure. Yeah, we can keep this. Gotta hope we're not against aggro, but we will be. They're on the play and we have a slower hand. Oh no, we won't. Where did you go? Y'all know that. Y'all know that feeling. Ah, yay. More control. Or my counter. I love playing a matchup for 30 minutes and then queuing right back up into the same matchup where I might have to play it again for 30 minutes. Favorite. This all happens. That. Another land. I think it's an Urtai. Do this because we can get an island off this if it resolves, and then we'll have leyline binding for 1 mana. So you have to be really careful there, as you saw it try to tap our plains instead of our swamp for whatever reason, considering the only card in our hand that uses black is an Atraxa. But you know, it is what it is. Arena's a little silly goose sometimes. To play, Captain. Have a plan. No. It's fine not to have a plan. Honestly. This is just play another Stomper because we have 2 mana for a Make Disappear and it still turns on our Stomper. Screw up their land if they want, but I won't really care that much. Grab other Swamp. Move to combat. Back for 4. Not really done anything. They've played lands and they've played Edict. Thought maybe they were thinking about crewing this up or something wild along those lines. Go to Ruin. Cause problems. Oh no, farewell. Not the biggest worry in the world, to be honest. It's just also super thin here. I play like Stomper, play Invasion. I like that plan. Trying to jam Atraxa after, but I think we can jam Atraxa while we can. Completely tapped out. They're forced to answer it. Stock, Invasion, Herd. Archangel. I could grab another Atraxa. Sorry, I did not mean to hit my microphone. I could grab other Atraxa. Archangels are good, but they're also like fine at the bottom. Get rid of Sunfall. We'll probably get rid of one of the 3 invasions in our hand. Migrations are going to be fantastic as well here because a big outsource damage. This is a combat will attack. Alright, 10 time. Invasion enters. Now tapped out. Make this here. So far. Have to be a little bit careful because they do have Field of Ruin on the mana we have. This is our only source of red, so Field of Ruin can definitely take it out. But Field of Ruin is more or less 4 creature lands. Us, we definitely need to find a Mirix at some point. I'm gonna attack them, threaten their life total. Doc? Drawing cards. We're drawing all the cards. Play an additional red source down while we can. Play this and it gets countered. I could cast this and make a lot of creatures and go Sunfall. Most likely will happen here. And we can lay line bind token, we can play Archangel, double shoot this down and attack for 4. Ball? Redeluge. Okay. Well, there's chances. Looking for it to populate. Maybe even an Emperor of some sort. This? Oh, Shieldred. Oh, the way the cookie crumbles around these parts. I don't have a white source, but I think we can keep this with a draw. We do have a removal. We do have a way to find the white source. Relv. We can go ahead and play this down now and play the swamp and have Leyline Binding active anyway, or just go ahead and virtue something. An attack coming down the pipeline anytime soon. Do this. Go ahead and virtue throw. Next turn we'll play the Proving Ground, which will make our Leyline Binding 1 mana. Or maybe even just play the Forest, play Stomper, and try to get out ahead of this. Yeah. Down. A little bit of a weird scenario, but that is a 4-2. Does have to kind of be answered. Significantly less. Attack or defend. It can't really defend anyway, and it's never attacking anyway, so it's a nice little play that they got going on here. For now, this is a lot of damage, but Vanguard makes things a lot more awkward in the long run. We just need to try to play this Forest, cycle these, and hope at some point we find a Sunfall. You know? Find Sunfalls most other times anyway. I think we can afford to play Stomper. Go grab a additional white source here. Sunfall off the top is viable, and we also have Herd Migration, grab land, play second Stomper, then they can actually attack and block. They have a Skrelv, of course, but if they're tapping the Skrelv to make sure that they can hit me, should be fine, realistically. Also, we make this play just because if we top deck a Sunfall, we have the planes already. We're gonna take a lot of damage, but remember the Herd Migration will gain us some life back. So good about it. 4 mana. What's the play? Do we make them commit something awkward to the board instead here? So green, white. Kind of want to force them to commit more. So I'm going to cycle this Herd Migration. Have 2 green. Going to need to grab. Don't really know if it matters what we have in play currently. Grab an extra Forest in case I mess up the count. Stomper. Go get another land. Make it our island. How these can attack, block, gymnastics, something along those lines. We'll attack for 4 because they have vigilance. That is what's so good about these, but sometimes is a little underrated with them, is like they can't attack or block, but they make up for it a lot of times having vigilance. Alright, sweet. So we're gonna get hit big. They're gonna be left with 1 card. They're gonna get a Scry based on the current board state. Get hit for 5 more. Take out their entire board, get her Stomper back, get another land, and have a 4/4 back protecting. That was pretty good. I feel like pretty solid about what's happening. And a backup Sunfall, so I feel even better about what's happening. Sunfall. Now, you can see. I mean, there's not really a whole lot they can do there, because once you clear Mono White's board in this type of state, is they're hoping to win next turn, but when you clear it like this, they have like no chance to come back. Not that anything I say should ever change your opinion on how solid this deck is. It's been around for a really long time. It's been doing well. But in Worlds, MTG Worlds, if you don't know what that is pretty much the tippity top, you know, the best players in the world going and competing at a event. I think they're in Vegas. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's Vegas. But Reed Duke is in first at 13-1. I didn't see a playoff recording. I don't know if they did that. Last I checked, he was 10-1, then it was 13-1. So I'm pretty sure pretty well locked it up in the top 8 grand final. Maybe they're doing that tomorrow. Today's Saturday, the 23rd. That's a lie. I'm recording at 2 in the morning, so it's the 24th. But either way, this is the deck list that Reed Duke submitted for the tournament, and especially whenever you're ready to queue up in best of 3, this is probably what you're looking for in the fact of playing 4-color. Reed Duke's one of the better players of all time, if not considered the best player of all time. He's kind of biased on when you entered and when you haven't, or if you've seen the oldies or you think some of the new players will take that over. Reed Duke's been consistently really good ever since he played the game. This is what he's running. That's not good enough on how to describe this deck. I don't know what to say. Other than that, I'm just going to end the video. The deck's sick. Runs super well. And this is the polished list at that point. So, until a new set comes out and we play the new dino that just starts throwing in every creature in your hand, I would assume this is where we need to be.